Okay, so just a quick overview of JMP. When it opens up, it'll look a little different than this. You probably won't have all these recent files. It doesn't look like much. It's just a big empty box, right? So you're like, what do I do? You can go over to File and you can say New and New Data Table. And now you should see, yeah, I think you can see that, this new data table in the middle of the screen. It's also empty, but it has a few more options here. And there's several different ways to get data into JMP. My favorite is to just go get it from Excel. So I'm just going to copy the headers, location and number of leaves and the data for this week's lab. And I'm just going to hit Control-C, copy it, and then I'm going to go edit, and I'm going to say paste with column names. So now I have my data, all of my data here, and it's in JMP. And the trick is that it put location and leaves in the header box, not in this first row. If you don't go edit, paste with column names, and you just hit paste, it will paste your location and leaves words in this top row, in these cells A1 and B1, and then you will always have a problem. So what that will do is it'll put a word here in leaves, and then it'll turn leaves into a categorical variable like words instead of numbers. But leaves is a quantitative variable, a continuous variable. And so it needs to be this blue ramp symbol, which shows you that it's quantitative. And location is nominal. It's a name, right? And so it's a categorical variable. So then once you have your data in to JMP, then there's lots of things we're going to do. This very first week, though, we're just going to create a table that summarizes our data and gives us some statistics. And we want the statistics to be calculated by location. So we place location into the group box, and then we select leaves over here, and then we can pick from the drop-down menu of all the possible statistics that we've been learning. So we might want to calculate the mean, and then we might want the median, and then it won't do the mode, so I can't do that one. But maybe I want to know the variance, and then I want to know the standard deviation, and then I want to know the standard error. And then you'll see some of these other things we might come across later, like the interquartile range or the quantiles or the CV. Or the minimum and maximum, which would give you the range of values. And so there's lots of different options. I'll just add range there. And then you just hit OK. And now you see this table, and it tells you the location, the number of samples for each location. So there's 45 Elwha River samples and 50 Nisqually Beach samples. And then it gives you the mean number of leaves, the median number of leaves, the variance, the standard deviation, the standard error, and the range. And so this would all be data you could go and copy. So you can go edit. And again, if I copy with the column names, then when I paste it into into Word, I should have the headers too. So that's one trick. Yeah, so that's most of what we're doing today. Or this week in lab. Another option, I think another, maybe something that might get tricky is the interquartile range. So we go to group and we choose leaves and we say quantiles. This first quantile is going to be the 25th quantile. See how it says that when I hover over the mouse? Hopefully you can see that hover. And so I want the 25th, but I also want the 75th. And so I have to type in a 75. And then when I hit quantile, now I get 75. I think if I make this box a little bigger, then you'll see. Now I'm getting the 25th quantile and the 75th quantile. And then again, remember that the 50th quantile. So if I put this one in, it's the 50th. This is kind of a test. See, the 50th quantile is the median. So it automatically knows that if I type in the 50th quantile, I'm asking for the median. So that's kind of cool. And you would just hit OK again. And now you'd have the 25th and the 75th quantiles. And that's another question on the lab. Okay, so that's a quick jump overview or demo, and hopefully that helps.